Hello, welcome to another video of my Basics Java tutorial series, and right now we'll be covering methods. So a method is basically just a piece of code that you can call and it'll just do something, and it's really good for uh, doing like repetitive tasks. So let's say you want to do something and you want to do it again and again and again, you can just write it once and put that in a method and just call that method whenever you want to do that's something. So yeah, let's begin making our function. Public. So this is kind of like our access modifier. It is public, private, and protected, but we have to worry about that. Static. Static is kind of how it's stored in memory, but right now we don't have to worry about that either. What we want to worry about is its return type. So for return type, you can have void. This means it doesn't return anything. Int, string. This can really be anything. It can be an object that you create later. But right now we're just going to be returning an int. And then we have our name, so times 2. So we're just going to be making a function that just, we give it a value and it's just going to return our value times 2. So return, I'm just going to put 0 as a placeholder. So the first thing I want to do is kind of fill in this parameter. So you want to have your data type. So int number. So when we call this method, we're going to be passing an integer through it. So when we do times 2, let's just create an integer right now. So num, these do not have to the integer you pass through doesn't have to be the same name as the parameter within here. The point is that it's different. So let's just put a num. Yeah, that'll just be good enough. So num equals 5, and we're going to be passing 5 through it. Oh, not 5, num, because num is equal to 5. Okay, so let's multiply it by 2. So integer, not integer, int, result times 2 equals num times 2. Okay, and then we'll just return the result. So how we use this function is that, well, first of all, let's display it just so it'll be easy to kind of visualize. And let's just have some words here. Your number times 2. And yeah, so what's happening is that we have an int called num, and we set it equal to 5, and then we're printing out what our num is after we pass it through the function. So your number times 2, and then we call our function right here, and we pass our num variable through it, and it will essentially just go to this section right here because this is where our method is, and it will in layman's terms, it'll just be passed through here, and then it will be multiplied by 2 right here and be stored in result, and then we'll return result, making result equal to this. So let's just run it, and there it is. So your number times 2. This doesn't have to be 5, it's going to be 100 or 1000. I messed up on a 0, but let's just roll with it. 2000. And if we can also just do a simpler way. Let's test out the void. So void, we cannot have a return type, but we can't return a value because that's kind of like the point of void. And you can see we're kind of getting like an error, like a syntax error, saying that void methods can't return a value. So if we were to have something like this and have it print inside instead. Oh, I did not mean to do that. System.out.print line your number times 2. Oops, I kind of regret deleting that now. Int result times equals number times 2. And we'll just use the result. Oop, my bad, misclicked. Okay, so now in our main, we're just creating a number and we're calling our times 2 void function, and we're just going to be passing through num, which is this value right here. And then instead of printing out in here, we're going to be printing out in our void function down here. So let's just run that and see what happens. So as you can see, it's basically the exact same thing. You can do a lot of things with this. Maybe you won't really need one of these, but chances are it's always good to just kind of have like methods and separate it, just so it looks a little bit neater and it's just more readable in general. Because having this right here is a lot easier than having this up there. Okay, so thank you for watching my video, and I'll see you guys next time.